The Rolex Submariner and the Rolex Explorer. Two massive players in the watch world, both from the same brand, both introduced in the early 50s, both packed with stories and both loved by many. But which model is the best? What exactly makes these two watches specifically so different yet so evenly matched? And the bigger picture here, which of these two should you add to your collection? Now, although these watches were designed to survive the hardest conditions, not everyone in 2019 will be fully exploring those capabilities when strapping their favourite Rolex to their wrist. When deciding on a new watch, being able to know what it's really like to spend actual on-wrist time with these watches in real-world situations is what matters. We've put together 4 different yet common situations that the 21st century wrist will experience, and we have a Rolex Submariner head-to-head with a Rolex Explorer to see which model will come out on top. Let's start with a popular environment for many. Whether you work in an office day to day, or you spend a weekend sat on your computer, the environment that office wear falls under is pretty relatable. To start with, the Submariner immediately has one extremely useful function that jumps out to me. The date window at 3 o'clock is ridiculously useful, for when the weekdays seem to be just disappearing from you. To be able to quickly glance down at your wrist to work out at what stage of the month you're in is very useful. Although not for its intended purpose, a rotating bezel is brilliant for keeping track of office-related things, like how long a meeting's been. It's worth noting, however, that the watch's thickness can get in the way of everyday wear. If you're looking to wear the Submariner in regular office wear, you'll want to go for a comfortable, hard-wearing strap that can maintain the watch's versatility. A standout classic option here is a simple handmade Italian leather. This is made up of high-quality Italian leather, stitching around the lugs, a 4mm taper from 20mm, and a thickness that is perfect for the Submariner. Here we've gone for the chocolate brown, however the light brown or the reddish also look perfect. So, how does the Explorer perform in an office environment? Well, to start with, this particular model is smaller, coming in at 36mm. That 4mm difference hits quite a few positive points. The reduced footprint of the watch means it's easier to wear day in and day out. The smaller size is also in line with the thickness, which is reduced by 2mm from the Submariner, meaning any issues with sliding under shirt and jacket cuffs isn't really present here. Much like the Submariner, the simple, purposeful design emphasises its versatility, from casual office wear to something a little smarter. The smaller size and lack of rotating bezel means its subtle design is less prominent and recognisable on the wrist, a desirable trait for some. The lack of date can be seen as either a positive or a negative. For what the Explorer lacks in date telling, it makes up for in a symmetrical and balanced style. For office wear, I'd put the Explorer on a great grey leather strap, like the soft top grain. Grey is a colour everyone should wear regularly, as its versatility is a match made in heaven for the Explorer. The next topic is something that both watches can of course handle with ease. Watches to be worn when doing exercise should ideally be able to be very durable and have a good resistance to shock. As they will be paired with very casual sporty clothes, the winner here should feel pretty comfortable when being dressed down. Straight away, a few standout features of the Submariner make it a strong contender for winning this round. First up is that rotating bezel again. What was useful earlier for timing meetings is also perfect for timing workouts, swims and runs. The watch, with its 300 meters of water resistance and triple lock system for the screw-down crown, adds an additional level of security and reassurance on the wrist. Of course, with a larger 40mm case width, the Submariner has arguably more legibility when exercising, due to that size increase over the Explorer. Strap-wise, a rubber NATO is a great way to go here, with the ever-popular Zulu 328 Italian rubber NATO being a go-to. Colour-wise, as the watch is so versatile, you can pretty much go for anything here, but a nice red really pops. Based on all of the positives we've just mentioned, it sounds like the Explorer is going to have a pretty hard time beating the Submariner in this round. A water-resistant rating of 100 meters is of course usable, but the benefits of 300 meters with the Submariner is hard to ignore. The case at 36mm can feel a little more delicate and almost dressy, which could make it feel a little out of place during exercise. The final point here, which for me is against the Explorer, is a lack of ability to time exercises or workouts. It doesn't sound like a big aspect of a watch, but having a rotating bezel to make a note of when you started is very valuable. If you're wearing the Explorer for exercise, the tropical rubber is a practical, breathable option that can really make the Explorer feel sporty with a touch of old school design. It just so happens to also be ridiculously comfortable as well. So you're out of the office, your fitness sessions are over, and you want a watch that you feel comfortable wearing around friends and family, that feels appropriate and suitable to a more relaxed environment. This is a really tricky one to choose between, but I'll give it a go. To start with, the Submariner's sporty, almost useful side comes into play. The rotating bezel that was once useful is potentially a little overkill now, as when you're relaxing with friends and family, making sure things happen at an exact time is less important. I believe the Submariner is one of the most versatile watches available when it comes to replacement watch straps. Leather, nylon, rubber or metal, the Submariner looks equally great on all of these. And a relaxed casual environment is a perfect place to fully experiment. The one point to mention is that it can look quite a serious watch. With the black bezel on the dial, it almost looks quite severe at times, especially with how glossy black that dial really is. A solid strap option that really complements the more relaxed social scene is a good NATO. Here once again, grey is the option to go for, as it will basically go with anything. This is a soft, silky touch iridescent NATO, and it's easily one of the most comfortable NATOs available. So how does the Explorer perform in a more relaxed weekend or social occasion? Well, in short, extremely well. The time-only function of the watch is more suitable to a relaxed, enjoy-the-moment approach that time with friends has. Of course, the lack of date means no date to set. So if you're looking to wear the watch exclusively at the weekend, then all you'll need to do is set the time and you're off. It's not just the function of the watch that suits social occasions, but also the smaller 36mm width. Here with the Explorer, its strengths lie where the Submariner weaknesses are. That smaller case is more suited to a range of weekend outfits, with the occasional smart look every now and then. For me, this strap choice is a no-brainer. Sometimes you can't beat that simple look, and the Geckota Winstone Mark II in dark brown is exactly that. This German leather strap may look like a standard brown two-piece strap, with stitching around the lugs, but the thinner profile, unique variation available, and short breaking in period make it perfect for the Explorer. To hear us also compare how these watches perform in formal occasions, with strap suggestions, you'll need to head over to the online magazine for our full write-up. We'll leave a link below. So, which watch should you buy? Well, the Submariner is a more recognisable, obvious choice that is more prominent on the wrist, whereas the Explorer is massively under the radar. Only watch collectors really notice what's on your wrist. Personally, I find the addition of a date and bezel very useful on the Submariner, with both personally being used daily. The Explorer's smaller size and footprint on the wrist, with symmetrical dial and lower price point, will attract many people. As a first luxury watch, the Explorer is a seriously strong option. However, for many, the Submariner is Rolex. If you show anyone an image of the Submariner, they will know it's Rolex, which for some could be a positive or a negative. The mighty Submariner and the humble Explorer were designed to excel in their own fields, both without missing a beat and incidentally, looking pretty incredible and timeless at the same time. And in the 21st century, realistically, not a lot has changed. The goalposts may have been moved a little, with most capable watches spending time on the wrists of people who don't really fully explore those capabilities. At the end of the day, if you're not sure which one you should go for the watch that speaks to you the most. Which Rolex do you prefer and why? We'd love to hear your thoughts on this in the comments below. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.